Alright, class. Now we will discuss the Sixth Amendment of the Constitution. It is stated word for word, quote, "In all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial." So whether you stole a candy bar from Circle K and they have you dead to rights with surveillance video, or you blew up a temple and there was little evidence against you, you are guaranteed a quote-unquote speedy and public trial. I must ask you, what qualifies as speedy, though? Also, in conjunction with a speedy trial, you also have the presumption of innocence, meaning, in layman's terms, you are innocent till proven guilty. The burden is upon the prosecution to prove your guilt, not on you to prove your innocence. In reality, there are those who seem to be treated as guilty before they even have a set trial date. Having to serve a prolonged amount of time in jail or waiting trial is unbearable to conceive, let alone being labeled as a convict at the same time. Almost seems arbitrary to our criminal justice system as a whole. But I digress. So can anyone tell me who opposed the ratification of the Constitution?
The 24th of March, in the year 2013. On that day, a relative of mine is exiting a restaurant when he notices a car is parked behind his friend's Impala. The other car is not in a parallel spot behind the Impala, but directly blocking it in a perpendicular fashion, like so. Justifiably, my relative tells the other car to move so he can leave. Whether or not he did so in a dignified manner is beyond my knowledge, but what I am aware of is that the person/persons in the other car accuse my relative of aiming a handgun at them in a threatening manner. Fast forward to June 2014, or 15 months later, and my relative is released from Buckeye Jail. He's released under house arrest after serving 8 months. He cannot leave except for doctor and lawyer visits. He must always be ready to answer parole officer calls. He cannot drink.
Oh, what the f-
The front yard is off limits. And last but not least, he has yet to have seen a trial by a jury of his peers determining guilt or innocence. In layman's terms, he is treated like a felon before being able to prove his case.
Some pray to the Christ, like the Buddha or Muhammad. Some pray to the crack of a rich man's pocket. The biggest advance was plumbing to the projects. Now the scientific process got hijacked for profits and flows in the direction that a silver spoon product will get signs for the people when we run the economics.
Alright. So, real quick, where did the incident occur at? Like, where did this all happen?
Originally?
Yeah.
Or where I got arrested at?
Where the whole original thing happened.
Oh, everything originally?
Yeah.
Right there on 35th and Camelback.
Fun area?
Mm-hmm.
Like at a gas station or?
At a restaurant.
Oh, you're coming out of a restaurant. Okay.
No, it's an airport.
I thought you were coming out of a gas station.
No, it was next door to a gas station.
Oh. And that's where they were going?
No, that's where they were too.
Hmm.
Everybody was there.
But they were just parked behind your car, not even in a parking spot.
Exactly. Well, there was a parking spot next to where I was.
And where did the police arrest you?
Well, they originally stopped us across the street over at the Cricket store when I was paying the phone bill. But then they finally arrested me for my charges and everything with the warrant over there right off the Black Canyon Freeway at a hotel.
What does the AZ flag on your neck represent?
Well, normally it represents love of my state, but it represents in jail terms esquina.
Esquina?
Esquina.
What does that mean?
It means someone that works to, like, for information and all that. The one that you go to for answers, or if you need something.
All right. So
Or
you're the
keep an eye out for
you're the
something.
go-to guy or something?
Something like that.
Would you say that there are others in the same stage as you, like doing this long process of pre-trial, adjudication and everything?
Yeah. The longest term that's been inside the jail where I was at is 7 years.
And he hasn't been sentenced or
Hasn't been set.
even found guilty or
Nope.
innocent?
Sitting there fighting this case for 7 years.
What did he do or get charged with?
Kidnapping, armed robbery, and what is it? Disorderly conduct and aggravated assault.
So he still hasn't been found guilty, just to make.
It's all been alleged.
Oh wow. How hard would you say your attorney is fighting for you?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I give him about an 8. He does more than most public offenders do.
I was about to say that's a pretty damn good score for a public defender.
Yeah, because he's doing more than normal. Because normally they sit there and make you just try to sign for whatever. He's actually agreeing with me not to sign for nothing.
So 8 months he spent in there. All on hearsay. Hearsay, by the way, is he said, she said. The people said he pulled out a gun. The police believed them. Sent my relative to jail for 8 months. He said he was a esquina. We'll call him that from now on because he'd prefer not to have his name said. Or his face shown, obviously. So, Esquina loses his natural rights as an American citizen for 8 months due to the claims of someone else based on very feeble evidence. The police reports themselves even state that the video does not show clearly if my relative pulled out his weapon or not. So, I figured we'd have interview time, and we'll show what some other people think of the situation.
Speedy to me, it seems like it would be within 2 or 3 months.
About a murder thing, maybe about a year at the most. Traffic ticket, a week.
They should be seen by the judge the next day, and then they should be given a court date, and they should be allowed to be free until that next court date. So I think just overnight, and then if they don't show up for their court date, then of course they look for them, and then they should be put in jail for not appearing in court.
Maybe 2 weeks max after the incident.
Did you feel any different? Like, did you feel one way about the criminal justice system and then a different way after you got out?
No.
No? You always knew it was like that?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
You gotta remember, a lot of the family been in and out of jail.
And then, didn't even the police officer say on the report that he couldn't even tell if you really pointed a gun at them?
You can't tell what I pulled out, but in the video it shows that the car is obstructing the view of even if I did pull out something.
So today's the what they call the status conference, where they're gonna drop the old charges and they're gonna like try and hit you with these new charges of public disorderly conduct.
Well, this means that any of the charges they have on me, my lawyer's gonna try to argue and try to drop whatever charges he can. That's basically what it is, old and new.
How do you feel it's gonna go?
That's a toss-up.